Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Week 4 of the UPSL Georgia Reserves finds us in the 22nd state, Alabama, for a collision of powerhouse teams. It's Legends FC Reserves versus Limeño Georgia D1, and it's next. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for watching here on the ASMG YouTube channel. UPSL Georgia Reserves match, Legends FC Reserves versus Limeño Georgia Division 1. Welcome to beautiful Opelika Sports Complex here in Opelika, Alabama. Larry, we were here alongside Andre Bomar, and Andre, we are about ready to watch two teams that are quickly becoming a mainstay here in the Reserves Division, one of the most competitive divisions we've ever created here in UPSL Georgia.
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, the Reserve Division is something new in Georgia. It's a place where these players are developing to one day break into the first team. And so you have these guys who are playing their hearts out, trying to find that spot and looking to impress. And you know, this whole division is designed around that, and as well as the entire league is classed as a pro development league. So these guys want to eventually have a professional career in the game. So it's great to watch the progress these guys are making. The goals that they have and seeing and following their careers as we see. So there's some diamonds in the rough here, and we're about to see some of that be developed here in this game today.
Limeño, Georgia, coming from the Atlanta region, northern eastern side of the Atlanta region, coming all the way here to Opelika, Alabama, the Yellowhammer State. And one of the things, Dre, the motto of Alabama is Adamus Jura Nostra Defendre. We dare to defend our rights. And this Legends reserve team has done just that when it comes to this reserve season. They have really defended quite well. They're currently sitting in a tie for second place, 3 teams with 7 points. Clayton International, Limeño, Georgia D1, and Legends FC Reserves. This is going to be the winner of this match could potentially find their way into first place.
Yeah, so a lot at stake here, and and typically Limeño have been one of the better teams from top to bottom, and they've won a regional cup and had a situation where they were both the competitors in the regional cup final. And so it's typical for that to happen. Their Premier Division team is having a real struggle this season for the first time. It's uncharacteristic of them, but the club in general is solid.
And when we talk about players having an opportunity to move up, that's definitely what we could potentially see for Limeño, because like you said, their LGSA Premier team is struggling right now. They could use the potential of a spark from one of these reserve players to see them, because as of right now, for the first time, and I can't remember how many seasons, they are currently out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and it is really disappointing. They were actually one of my picks to be in one of the top spaces along with Rovers and Atlanta United Academy. But, there have been some surprises as far as Dalton United and now North Georgia United, who won the first game in our doubleheader here. Who lost. Beat Legends in that game that was really weird, I think, but it showed the determination and the skill of North Georgia, and they are for real. And so both of those clubs have reserve teams, and they're about building the foundation for these clubs.
And like Andre was saying, if you were able to catch our first of our doubleheader today, you did see Legends FC Premier team fall to North Georgia United 2-4. A match where Legends FC had a large amount of potential chances in the second half. They just didn't capitalize on them, and they just came up short in the end. They're so close.
Well,
they just need a little bit going their way.
Dug themselves a really big hole in the first half, and it was just too much for them to come back on. So, but again, a learning game for them as we watch this corner come in.
Nice ball whipped in, just a little too far. Not able to get to it, and that is going to go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Larry, for this game, it is a reserve game. And so, again, like we said earlier, these guys are really playing for places in the Premier sides or their first team sides. And so, how will they approach these games? Are they going to come out gung-ho, ready to play, or are they going to sit back and soak up and try to hit each other on the break? It'll be interesting to see how that develops. Two very, very talented reserve squads here.
This is our first chance having an opportunity to see the reserves for Legends FC. We've covered several of the matches for their Premier team. One of the things that we noticed on their Premier team today is normally they press very, very frequently. Today they really didn't press much against North Georgia United. But I think that was their game plan after we had a conversation with their staff after the match. We'll be interested to see if they continue the same here in this reserve match, as Coach Wozniak is manning the head coach duties as he did for his premier team.
Yeah, it is an interesting thing, Larry.
There's going to be a handball there.
With the coach watching on now with his Legends reserve team, after seeing what happened with the first team, I mean, he's got to be looking at saying to himself, you know, which one of these guys on the reserve team can come in and be a game changer, you know, with my first team. And so I'm sure these players know that, so they're going to really try to put themselves up there. And Limeño's got to be the same way, because, you know, they know the struggles of the Premier Division side. And some of these Limeño players are probably thinking, hey, I can make a game with these guys and make a difference. So let's see what happens as the game goes on. It's sort of a testing back and forth right now, but we'll see there, Larry.
Yeah, so far a really good play by Legends FC to start these first 5 minutes. They do really good at stepping into zones, picking off those passes, but here's a potential for Limeño. Cleared out, that's going to be a corner.
Opportunity, nothing really developed yet. I think Limeño themselves have been more or less in the attacking posture, more so than Legends right now, but it's still very early.
Yeah, we still have quite a ways to go.
Oh, nice swing, swinging in corner.
Again, a beautiful day here in Opelika, Alabama. Temperatures right about mid-80s. Your wind really light, maybe 5 miles an hour. This turf is a natural grass turf, not something that is common here in the South. A lot of artificial turf here in the South, but it's always good to see a nice natural turf surface. Give these players a little bit of a different look. It's a little bit more common to what they're used to seeing when they were playing in youth academies. Because
yes,
youth academies do play a lot of natural turf.
Yeah, it's a different look and feel for the players too. I mean, a lot of these guys are used to playing on, you know, the artificial turf. I know that Limeño's home field at Meadow Creek rather is one of those cases, and that's a very fast surface. So you got to get used to the ball moving a little bit differently on a grass field. Of course, yeah, Legends is going to be used to this.
Generally, on a natural grass, it's going to be a little bit slower, maybe even a little bit more air in the ball. It's going to bounce a little bit more. Assistant coach was asking for that ball was out. AR disagreed with him.
Well, the AR is on the line. You know, close calls, you know, you have to give it to the AR.
So far, we're just battling back and forth. Here's an opportunity by Limeño coming into the box. Bit of a push in the back by the defender. He's able to win in that attack. Didn't get a call against him. Legends able to have possession and move the ball forward. Legends player losing a wrap that was on his leg. That's going to have to come off.
Yeah, he don't care. He's ready to play.
Have to keep an eye on that. See if he might have a potential issue, that being number 7.
Legends does have a full-time trainer working with him, and actually she's headed down to the line to where he took that off. So she'll probably scoop that up and keep an eye on that player.
Ramirez tried to get that back to the midfield and wasn't able to do so. Limeño win possession. Now they're on the attack. Trying to whip it into the box, not able to do so, but they're going to win a throw deep in Legends half. Whipped into the box. Right in front. Oh, loses possession. Saved by the keeper. Back up in the air. Cleared out by...
How did that not go in?
That was an amazing exchange there.
Good work by the goalkeeper there. It was point-blank range.
Let's take a look at that really quick.
Yeah, I'd like to see that again.
You can see this ball just kind of bouncing around.
And there.
Defender just out of nowhere. Bounces. Keeper
Reflex.
saves it.
Good work by the defender and the goalkeeper with that reflex save. Otherwise, that's in for a Limeño D1 goal.
You know, that was one of the things when we looked at that last match between the Premier side. Legends had several shots on goal. Unfortunately, it just kept going right to the keeper.
Yeah, that was amazing to watch. It's like a soccer game in the twilight zone. Some type of force field that kept those balls out, but they had the chances. And a lot to work with Legends. You know, I think this is one of the, the first season in the Premier. A lot to learn, a lot to develop, and more players to come in and train up. So they have a bright future here in Alabama with them. Of course, their home field is actually in LaGrange, and they'll be returning there. This is a temporary field for the Legends crew here.
That was a handball there. It's going to be a free kick for Limeño. Quickly taken. Kind of wastely sent into the box, easily grabbed by the keeper, number 1, Moore. And when we talk about that facility that is in LaGrange there at Callaway Stadium, they're also sharing that facility with UMAFC out of Division 1. It's a fantastic facility. Gives us another advantage for the UPSL Georgia being in the southwest region. It's one region that has been not really showcased here in UPSL Georgia. A little bit of a lob up and over to number 7. Gets over to Ramirez, slots it across, not able to get a handle on it, but still able to maintain possession is number 33, Wash. But he's not able to get it to his striker.
Very unfortunate to do a complete fan on that one.
Good job by the defender, 77 Cargill, to just clear that out for a Limeño throw. Limeño started this match with only 10 men. It's a bit of a drive. Like we said, it's about 2.5 hours or so for Limeño to get here. Had a couple players that were just a few minutes behind.
Yeah, I think there was a little misunderstanding with the time zone for a couple of players.
A lot of people trying to remember the fact that once you cross that Alabama border, it becomes Central time, not Eastern time.
Well, they've got it sorted now, so we got the full complement of players for Limeño.
Yep. Limeño with their 11. Unfortunately, because of the late setup of their roster, we do not have a roster for Limeño, but we will do our best to call their match. Legends FC.
Oh, they moved the ball so well, just like the Premier Division side.
Doing really good about defending, stepping in front. Great save there by Moore. Right at him.
Almost like one of the Legends shots from the earlier game. Great movement in, and that final shot right at the goalkeeper.
Good ball sent forward by Moore. That was one of the things about that first match. FC Legend, or Legends FC's premier keeper Gutierrez can send that ball easily 70 yards, and was really something that was changing the course of the match as it went on.
Yeah, that's a weapon they can really develop, I think.
Legends player felt like he was obstructed in the face. Center ref did not see it and said play on. But this time we're going to get a foul. He's going to have a conversation. You know, the players coming to him trying to say that he was obstructed. Ref said he doesn't want to hear it.
Good spirited match so far for these reserve sides. I think Limeño has the more of the lion's share of possession and chances. But Legends is holding strong here, the reserves.
There's another good step. Legends just find a way to step right into the zones of the passing lanes, able to cut them off, win possession back. It's just what can they do once they gain that possession, because you see there, trying to do a little bit of a cheeky pass. Again, another step. Kind of stepping over each other's toes. And it's just a simple ball that's sent forward, easily controlled by the keeper. You can see just in frame, Coach Wozniak just watching it, the proceedings.
Cheeky little fake there by the goalkeeper. He turned it like he was going to kick it over to the fullback and did a little fake in here.
Good movement by Limeño. Limeño known to play that tiki-taka style soccer that we love to see. It's good movement as a group.
I tell you, that's one thing about all the Limeño teams. They're very enjoyable to watch. The way they move the ball and come at you in attack, it's very fluid. You see it in the Premier Division side. You see it in the reserves. Limeño have 2 reserves sometimes. Their U19 team also plays in the reserves. They just have a embarrassment of wealth in players. This pro development level.
Ball coming across the pit and just scuffs it. Had an opportunity there, taken down, and it's going to be a penalty.
A penalty, yep. They had a lot of players forward, and again, just like the first game, there's not a lot of closing down by the Legends defenders.
Let's take a look at that, Dre.
Yeah.
And we can see this ball sent across the box. First shot taken, just scuffed.
Where are the defenders?
But then he gets position and just unnecessarily sticks his foot in. And you know that as soon as you feel contact, you immediately go down. And now the Limeño is going to have the opportunity of having a penalty take.
Yeah, in that replay, I mean, you saw 3 Limeño players with no blue shirts near them. And it's just by luck that they weren't able to get themselves in a position to take a shot. But here they are with a penalty. Yeah,
easily converted there by Limeño.
Well converted.
This being the third one. We had 2 for each side. We had 1 for each side, 2 total in the first match. And now here is the third. We'll watch the take here. You can see, lines up. Just simply moving to the right-hand side. Nothing that the keeper could do.
Cool as you like.
And Limeño on top, 1-0 here in the 17th minute. But Dre, it was something that I noticed on the goal kick, and then I also noticed on that penalty take. The goalkeeper for Legends Moore just doesn't look like he's moving very fluid in the goal at the moment.
Yeah, he looked a little stuck to the spot even on that penalty. But
when he took that goal kick, it wasn't with a lot of power. It was more just he was directing it, and you almost saw a little bit of a gimme. You could see him kind of lay up on it when he took it. I'm not sure if he's dealing with some type of a ongoing injury. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Especially, it looks like he's going to get a lot of action today, so we'll be able to tell pretty soon if there is a problem.
As we always like to say, hashtag response time. This is the time for Legends FC to come back into this match very quickly as they earn a free kick just about 28 yards out, maybe 30 yards out. This is far enough out that they can get the ball up and down into the box to allow one of the on-runners to potentially a nice header or just get a foot on it. Ball instead taken with a little bit of authority, far more than was needed. And
yeah,
it's just out for an easy goal kick.
He might have thought he had a shot at getting it on frame, but that was a bit ambitious.
That was a wasted opportunity there.
A lot of the game left, though. See what they can do.
Only 18 minutes into this match. Again, both of these teams tie. Oh, that's a solid challenge there. How that wasn't called.
He's going to turn.
Ooh, right on the line.
Still not out, though.
Right now, the defense is just all 6s and 7s.
Yeah, I'm old school. I think that was a fine, fine challenge. I'm probably in the minority, though.
And there's a yellow card
Yellow.
For
Dissension,
the player
maybe.
that was hit in the head, because we'll go back and we'll look at this, Dre.
Yeah.
You can see this is why the player is upset. You can see here, as this ball comes forward, number 7 sends it forward. It's a bit of a challenge here, and you see it just barrels over him right through the back of his head. He thought that he was fouled.
Yeah, I guess, you know, it could have been called. I think the referee was looking at a 50-50 challenge for the ball. That's what I can guess.
That yellow card is going to be issued to number 77, Luke Cargill.
Nice
Tried a
move.
little bit of a cheeky back heel, not able to get it, but he's able to help win the possession back. Bit of a hospital ball across the pitch. Foul's going to be committed, though, by number 7 of Limeño, Georgia.
Good match. I like the action from both teams. You know, Limeño is more the attacking, but Legends have held strong there, aside from the penalty decision against them. See if they can get forward in their own, you know, attacking posture.
Stepped in to win possession was Legends. Moving here over on the left-hand side.
That was
He
a
elects to
hopeful
try to
ball.
go center, and he's not able to get the pass. Now Limeño on a break. Again, trying to get it over to number 7.
Oh, nice back heel.
Sent into the box, trying to whip it over onto that far side.
Did he save it?
Good work there by the defense of Legends to clear it out, but offsides is going to be called. And again, one of the things I'm noticing, Dre, and we're seeing it very, you know, multiple times so far, this number 7 for Limeño is just bullying the defense of Legends right now, and
He's imposing his presence.
Cargill's going to have to be careful because he's on a yellow. He does not want to end up with a red. Coach Wozniak's going to have to keep an eye on this, and if it gets to be a little bit more worrisome, he might have to make a switch quickly.
Yeah, that's true. He's on the knife's edge right now, but yeah, the way he's playing is, you know, he's playing tough, and so he's going to have to stand up.
And this is one thing about Limeño is they will play physical when they need to. As you saw right there between the two pairs of 17s battling right there in the midfield.
I think they're, yeah, I'm just going to say, Larry, I think that Limeño itself is known as a finesse team, but you're right, they can mix it up with you if they need to, you know, and if it gives them an advantage, they'll play rough with you. It's just sort of a complete team.
Number 17, Cristobal Sanchez from Legends was the one that committed the foul. Limeño get us back underway. Oh, he tries to head it into the box and just over and out.
So close. Good effort.
Give us an opportunity to look at that one more time. See, this is a nice ball that's whipped in right from just about midfield. And he's headed, but just heads it wide.
Just a little bit out, yep.
Moore got us back underway. Legends just having a trouble. It's very similar to what they dealt with their first team. Just having some trouble with that final third of Limeño. Good battle here, right on the edge of the box.
Oh,
nice
good
step
interception
there.
from Legends.
But he wins it right back, number 7.
Why did he try the back heel there? It's going to be frustrating for the coach to watch. He should have just cleared that ball out. It's a good play followed by bad play.
And this gives an opportunity to the center ref to have a conversation between number 7 and 77 Cargill.
Well, you called it earlier.
Just to calm them both down because they're really having a battle right now.
Yep.
It's the battle on the pitch. Number 7 being the captain of Limeño's D1 team. Good ball moving forward on this right side, but it's going to be cleared out for a throw.
Good defense there.
Walsh is going to look to be taking this. He elects to throw it back to, can't see it from here. Good throw in.
See what they can do here with the ball in the final third.
Foul going to be, or is it going to be a,
yeah,
can't tell if that went out or if it's going to be a foul for obstruction.
Let's see. We'll see in a second. It is
just going to be a throw. Because I could see the Limeño player obstructed, and then we get a foot foul.
Throw. Something you don't see called very often.
You know, we talked about it coming into this season. We saw so many illegal foot throw-ins in the fall season that we knew that coming into the spring season it was going to be something that was going to be watched.
Yep.
As we have our first hydration break of the day, as it is in the lower 80s, so it's always good to make sure that everybody is taken care of. So when we look around the league so far, the only other game that we have scores on is a match from yesterday. Limeño's Georgia's U19 team defeated Los Tigres 3-0. When we look at the table for the reserves, currently the Limeño Georgia U19s are in first place with 9 points with 4 games played.
Yeah, we're waiting for some more results to come in because we'll be able to update that. I know that you're right, Limeño U19s did beat Club the Strongest 2. But there's a fierce competition in the reserves even. There's a competition there because they have their own playoffs. And so they're going to be looking for some extra postseason play, what they do here in the regular season. But you love to see the development of these teams. I mean, there are a lot of players in the North Georgia area here with Legends. You see even with the reserve how many substitutions they have, and there's a lot of enthusiasm from these players to get to that next level. That's the whole point of this this league, really.
And coming into this week, we look at last week's results. Legends FC came away with a narrow 1-0 victory over FC Birmingham 2, and Limeño Georgia D1 with a 3-2 victory over North Georgia United 2. So both teams coming into this on a high note. Both of them tied in the set right now. Who's going to, with 7 points, who's going to find themselves in potentially first place? We'll find out here in just about another 60 minutes or so.
It's funny when you look at the reserve league table, you see Limeño with the top 2 spots right now. I mean, it'll change with the results coming in, but what goes through those guys' heads when they see the Premier Division struggling is like, hey guys, look at us.
Yeah, it's
follow our example.
And we've seen, season after season, Limeño has been in the UPSL Georgia.
Oh, they set the standard.
Pretty much, but they've been in UPSL Georgia pretty much since it's in. There's a solid challenge there. But they've really been with UPSL Georgia since its inception back in the 2019-2020 time frame, and they've really been in the top of the league all seasons. They've been in the playoffs. Last in the fall they got to, they lifted a trophy. They lifted a trophy in the spring.
Yeah, they beat
Atlanta United.
Yep.
Their first regular season trophy was last fall.
And in that same season, they lost to LGSA in the playoffs.
Handball there. Good attack by, and Limeño back in the spring of last year, they won the inaugural regional cup. So they have a winning organization. They're the premier team, is just struggling this season for the first time.
Yeah, surprisingly so. Because again, I had them picked as one of the top teams in the Premier this season, along with Rovers, and even Rovers has taken a little bit of a dive here lately with 2 bad games that's dropped them out of contention temporarily. But there's a dogfight going on right now for those top spots in Premier.
Legends, nice ball in, it bounces around into the back of the net. Legends FC get themselves on the board. Number 51.
Finish.
That was a great ball sent into the box. A little bit of a deflection. Let's take a look at that replay one more time.
Wow.
You can see this ball gets sent into the box. Little bit of a deflection between the defender. 51 just
quickly
twists
active.
those hips.
That
gets it into the back of the
finish.
net.
Larry, that's the kind of finish you wanted to see in the first half. I mean, the first game.
In the first game, definitely. That's a success there, that he could find himself getting a shot to play in the first team.
Oh, can you imagine the banter in the Legends locker room between the reserves and the Premier? I mean, the Premier side. They're saying, "Hey, boys, this is how you finish right here." See if that'll light a fire under them. Oh, we got to go into response time first, though.
Now, Legends starting to get confident, moving the ball forward. Not able to do much with it there. Cargill moving forward, got stepped on by number 8. Definitely seeing far more physical play between these two teams than we saw in the first match.
Yeah, it's physical but fair. I think
it's competitive physical.
Yeah.
Foul.
Not dirty.
No, it's not dirty. It's just physical. Hey, like you said, these guys are trying to find their way into the first team. It's one of the things about the reserve division. One of the reasons that it's so important is this roster is connected to the Premier roster, meaning that they could find themselves called up easily into that top seed, into the Premier side.
Yeah, that's what they're here playing for. And besides just doing that, getting valuable minutes of competitive play is very important to your development.
Especially if you're either a younger player or if you're a player that maybe is dealing with an injury. Here's an opportunity, and he flips it right over the box and out for a goal kick.
Miss hit there.
But if you're a player that maybe you've been dealing with a nagging injury and you're just not at full strength yet, this gives you an opportunity to get some minutes under you and get more confident, get ready to play.
Yeah, get match fit. And it's far better to get your minutes in the reserve squad than be on the bench in the Premier. You're not growing if you're just sitting down.
Yes. Well, and you see that when it comes to players that are going to play for the national team.
Yes.
There's stories that you hear back. A player that I was familiar with in my days being in Kansas City, John Kempen, goalkeeper, was the backup keeper, wasn't really getting playing time, and the men's national team coach told him, "I don't care what level you play, I just need you to get minutes. I need you to get the time in the box before I can call upon you." Going from the lower tier of the men's national team up into that top tier back when he was playing in the early 2000s.
Exactly, and that's so important. because especially if you're on the reserve team, coaches are watching. They're here. And you're keeping match fit. And in a game like this, you're playing a very, very good team. So you take advantage of that time. And
Long
if you want
ball
to,
sent forward there.
yeah, if you want to be in the premier side, then you have to perform.
Yeah. And these players know that once you get into the premier,
Oh, look at that shot. Oh.
nice opportunity there, just goes wide. You have that opportunity, you shine in the premier, you can find your way into the professional ranks, just like what we're talking about in the first match. Kalanji Pro Profile with 4 players that are now under professional contracts with Atlanta United 2.
Yeah, Kalanji is well known for producing professional players. It's like a pipeline out of there. But other teams are starting to get the hint there.
And before that, back in the 2020-2021 time frame, there was Atletico Atlanta, who had several players that found themselves finding their way into the professional ranks.
Yep. And one, Surefire International. So the opportunities are there.
Good ball sent forward into the box. Just not able to get it out from under his feet. Limeño clear it all the way back to the keeper.
That was a hot back pass.
As a former keeper, you don't like getting that hot pass like that. You
don't.
Seem like communication's a little shy. Nice shot and a goal! What a fantastic goal for Legends.
Out of nowhere came the goal. It was a goal, right? It wasn't a cross, right?
It wasn't a cross, that was a goal. He'll say that every time. He's like, no, that wasn't a cross.
Exactly the way I planned it.
Let's take a look at that
That
one
was
more
a beautiful
time.
one, though. It was beautiful.
You see this ball down the right-hand flank.
Oh, man. I thought cross.
And he's moving in. It looks like he just chips. It just kind of chips it over the keeper.
Actually, I do think it was deliberate. I think it was deliberate. It just flicked it with his ankle.
Yeah, it was just kind of a flick, a little lob right over the keeper.
Wow.
Legends
Very
find their
good,
way
Legends.
into the lead now, 2-1.
Hey, Legends Premier side, that's how you finish.
That goal there by number 26, Kai Wigan. He can have some bragging rights on his brother, who's on the Premier side.
Yeah, somebody might be joining him on the Premier side from reserves if he continues to play like that.
Yeah, Noah Wigan had some really good chances, just didn't get it in the back of the net. He had about half a dozen to a dozen shots right at the keeper. I hope I'm saying that last name right. If I'm not, let us know. We'll try to get it right.
Yeah, we apologize. We'll get it right. Response time still.
Right across the face of the goals. What a
there
save
you
by
go.
the keeper,
Oh.
Moore. What a foot
That
save.
was in. That was going to be in. That's the second critical
That ball
save.
had eyes for the back of the goal, and Moore just stabs it with his foot.
Back in. Here come Limeño again.
Limeño moving down this right flank, looking for somewhere to go. Elect to come back, switch the field. Limeño keeping possession. Love seeing these consecutive passes, maintain possession. Legends keeping their defensive shell.
Nice passing.
Get it up to number 7.
Oh.
Oh, what a save by the keeper, but he's not able to control it, and it goes into the back of the net.
Had the first good save, and I didn't quite see who.
What do we have here?
Red
red card.
I do not know what happened there. I wasn't looking in that direction. I don't know if it's dissent.
I don't understand. Let's take a look at the goal and see if we see anything from the goal.
Yeah,
here's the ball. Sent into number 7. He does a little flick into the box. Back into the net.
Referee's explaining this. I'm not sure.
I never said that.
Okay, so it's something he said.
It must have been dissent. It must have been, because he was saying that he was saying that, you know, it was offside. I saw his hand go up for offsides. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm at a loss. The referee saw something that, or heard something maybe.
You hate to see referees changing the course of the match.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unfortunately, that is the case.
Red card
Legends are going to find themselves a man down here as of the 40th minute.
And that was a straight red, right? That
yeah, it was a straight red.
Honestly, I don't know. I wasn't looking in that direction when it happened.
Well, you could see that he had, you know, as the ball was flicked into the box by number 7, his hand was up for offsides. The center ref is just having a terrible time right now, and the AR was calling for offsides, and he missed it. And it's one of the things that we
all kind of shaking.
You know, it's one of the things that we talk about so often and not when it comes to offsides. You want to see it caught and called quickly.
Yeah.
Because you see it done in the professional ranks where they let the play go for a while, and it's just dangerous because you run the risk of players getting injured. Almost right through the back was a Limeño player, but almost
boy, that
found
was
its way.
A weird one. That could have gone anywhere.
You know, we were talking about how ball bounces a little bit different in natural turf. That right there was an example.
And we got some other scores coming in. Pachuca, Atlanta. This is Division 1. I believe it was from yesterday, 2-1 over SSL. So, and Division 1 is a little bit different type of thing because those are teams that are trying to get promoted.
Yes, because that's one of the solutions that the reserves gives us is you don't have an instance in Division 1 where you have a team that wins or is in a promotional spot but cannot be promoted because they've already got a premier team. Whereas now that it's split between the reserves and Division 1, it makes those matches in Division 1 matter so much more.
Yeah, it's a lot more fair too because you have teams that are on the same level, and so they're not having to play against teams that are putting in Premier Division players.
Offsides again called by the AR.
Seem to be drifting into that offsides position. Well, you wonder what that sending off is going to do to the complexion of this game.
Yeah, it's just be interesting to see at halftime if we can find out exactly what the call was, what the center ref believed that, because you could hear the player from our vantage point saying to the ref that he did not say whatever the refs heard.
It's weird. I mean, I think the thing that got my attention was that it was a straight red, and you rarely see that from verbal stuff, especially when it's a straight red.
Exactly.
You know, if it's a second yellow for dissent, you can understand that. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. You know, we have good referees here, so he felt it was a straight red for whatever reason, and
Because so far we only had one yellow card coming into that point. That was number 77, Luke Cargill, for the Legends.
and like we said earlier, it hasn't been an ill-tempered match at all. You know, so
It's been physical, but it's been competition physical.
yeah, I mean, it's been an enjoyable game. Very evenly matched. Limeño more of the attacking side, and Legends has been kind of hitting on the break a little bit.
And it doesn't help that that red, not only for it, but it was also that's your captain that received the red card.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's unfortunate. You hate to see that kind of thing.
Legends got to pick themselves up. We're now in the 45th minute. We'll see from the AR what we're going to get stoppage time. Offsides was called. Center ref didn't like that ball sent forward by Legends. Looks like we're only going to have 1 minute of stoppage time. This is what I saw the fourth official, and that is the case.
And we didn't get any.
we didn't really receive any there. So we go into halftime with a 2-2 tie between Legends FC Reserves and Limeño, Georgia Division 1, but the biggest point is the red card issued to Legends FC center back and captain there in about the 40th minute. So, Dre, this has been a really, exciting match. It's been, competitive on both sides, physical but competitive on both sides.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it, and I argue that it's been more exciting and entertaining than the Premier Division game earlier. A little bit, better finishing for one thing, but drama, a lot of determined play, good stuff. So, we'll see that. Yeah, the red card is the big talking point, I think, from the first half, and we'll see how that affects the the strategies for both teams in the second half, and how that can come back from that. Legends, that is.
That is.
Or
With that being said.
Or will Limeño just take further advantage of it?
Exactly. With that being said, we'll step away for a few minutes. We'll see if we can find out a little bit more information about that red card. And until then, we will catch you in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Opelika, Alabama, here at the Opelika Sports Complex. Larry Weaver here alongside Andre Bomar and Legends FC Reserves, Limeño, Georgia, D1 in the UPSL Georgia Reserves Division, 2-2 here at the halftime. We did get confirmation at halftime that, yes, in the 39th minute, number 42, Jake Stubbs for the Legends FC received a red card for flagrant dissent, and he was sent off. So Legends FC will have to get into this second half a man down. Can they hold on?
Yeah, like I said in the first, is that's going to change strategies for both teams, and it's unfortunate that will happen. You can understand being frustrated after giving up a goal like that, but got to keep your head, man. You really do.
Yeah, it's
the heat of the moment. Is a flash of red, and
like we said, it's been a match that's been very, very competitive, very physical, and very competitive. Oh, and there is a penalty because it's going to be called for a handball
yeah.
in the box.
What a horrible way to start the second half for them, but what a great one for Limeño now. Already a man advantage, and now can take advantage of a penalty early in the second half.
We'll take a look at it here after they take this penalty because it looks like they're going to be taking it very quickly.
Number 5 from Limeño.
Very short take into the back of the net. Easy goal. Let's take a look at that foul that led to the penalty. You can see here as the ball is sent back into the box, and as it bounces right off of it, just mistimes it and ends up hitting the arm, leading
unintentional,
to a penalty.
but you got to call that.
Yeah, there's just no choice for the keeper or for the center ref. He has to call that, and unfortunately, when it comes to penalty takes, 9 times out of 10 they're going into the back of the net than rather to be saved.
That was a well-taken penalty as well. So now it's 3-2, Limeño.
Unless you happen to be the likes of Ben Foster, who just somehow, if you watch along his career, he's always been able to save penalty takes. There's a little bit of a collision, and a foul is going to be called.
Yeah, Legends going to have to keep their composure, I think. They still have to play this game.
Take a look at this foul here real quick. You see here, Limeño moving up their left flank. They send the ball through centrally and just kind of barreled over him. The same defender that committed the handball was the defender that committed that foul that is just about 4 to 5 yards out of the box, right about at the top, central. I'd say, 25 yards at most. Four-man wall. Oh, there's nothing that the keeper can do. You can see that the keeper, as I said in the first half, Dre, the keeper looks like his mobility is very, very lacking today. He just doesn't look like he can move.
Yeah, and in fact, it looked like he saw that coming from a long way away, but you're right. He did not move very quickly.
We take a look at that real quick.
Yeah, take a look.
You can see number 7 taking this shot.
We'll have to get.
It comes in, and it goes around the wall. Yeah. He knows where it's going, but he can't do anything about it. And again, they're on transition quickly.
Yeah, this could get ugly unless they can really tighten it up. They're already a man down, Legends. And
they're a man down. We're only 4 minutes into the second half, and they've already find themselves 2 goals down.
Yeah, the worst possible start for them after that red card. And, it's no fault but their own. To get a red card like that, that's a giveaway.
Number 41, Diazi, is the player that was called for that handball in the box and then was called for that foul that was committed at the top of the box, which led to the second goal. So unfortunately for Daisy, he finds himself on the bad end of 2 goals against his club. And now Legends are going to have to find themselves out of a deep, deep hole.
I mean, you got to feel that Legends are kind of hard done because they haven't played that badly. You know, they just haven't gotten the breaks.
In the Premier game, they did not play that badly. They just were on the wrong side of the ball today.
I mean, it is football. These things can happen, but you got to keep playing now. They're trying to patiently play out of the back here, maybe just reset themselves. He needs some help. He's got it.
Now we're
nice
starting
exchange.
to see some positive move by Legends.
Oh,
He's moving
all
the way down this right-hand side. A little bit of a tug on his shirt, but not going to be called for it.
Good play, though. Good play from him. Is he going to get the ball back? That's hustle right there.
Yeah, 46. Tercero. That was good movement down that right flank for Legends.
Yeah, that's the kind of inspiring play that can raise your team's, ambition in this game.
Again, Tercero with the ball. Goes back to Ramos. Back to Tercero. Just can't keep control of it, and it goes out. It's going to be a throw for Limeño.
But Larry, this is better from Legends, and hopefully they can build on this. They got to take their eyes off the scoreboard.
Well, you can see the conversation between the staff, Legends staff and the players. They know what they're doing. They know what they need to do. But you know how it is when it comes to this beautiful game. You can know all day long what you need to do. It's just about being able to execute.
Yeah, I mean, you gave up 2 very bad goals to start the second half, but it was early in the second half, and you have time. Even a man down, if
There's Tercero, good step in the lane, something that Legends do so well. And that ball is going to flick out. It's going to be a Legends throw. That's, again, time and time. I've said it all day long. Legends just do really good about stepping into the lane, cutting those passes off.
Yeah, it's a sign of good coaching. So it looks
Back
like
to
Legends.
Cargill.
Sorry, Larry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Just going to say it looks like Legends has kind of calmed down since that early flurry.
Trying to send it centrally, headed away by Limeño. Had to hold up that pass because number 9 was offside. Headed away by the defense of Legends.
Kind of hit it back
to Cargill. Cargill slides it across to Tercero, but not able to keep control of the ball, and Limeño just take it off his foot. One of the changes that Legends made was at the half, they brought on number 43 to play at the top of the box. Unfortunately, I do not have his name on my roster, so I'm not quite sure who that is. If I find out, I'll let you know.
Yeah, even we're going to have to take a little time to learn some of these players. It is a reserve club, so a lot of these players will move in and out of the team from time to time. We try to get those lineups for you early, but sometimes it's not possible.
Like I said, did not get the Limeño roster in time. They got here extremely late for this match, so they started the match with 10 men. Had a few checked in as the match was playing along.
But they're performing now. That trademark passing that they do.
One of the changes that Limeño made at halftime was they subbed the keeper. When we talk about the keepers for Limeño organization, we can't forget about Sebastian Farias, who was their first team keeper for most of their career here in the UPSL. One of the best one of the better keepers that we've had. And that's one thing here in the UPSL. We've had some just amazing keepers.
Yeah, we really do, up and down the league.
We can be a little biased being old keepers ourselves.
That's true. Special place in our hearts.
Offsides was the call. Legends are going to get restarted here in the 50, coming into the 56th minute. We expect a hydration break in this second half. Did not have any stoppage time in the first half, even though we did have a hybrid. What a great step and stab by the defender for Legends, even though they lost possession there. Tercero did.
Oh, tried a long-range effort.
Cargill trying to just get that ball out of there. But number 32, Ramos, holding his position, just stepping in, winning possession. Ramirez battling with Limeño. Cargill gets it over to Tercero. Back to Ramirez. Kind of had to slide that ball into number 51. Again, nice competitive play between both sides. Good step again by Ramos. Cargill stepping out to defend. But Limeño wins a corner. Again, Dre, we talk about it a lot. These players that are working hard to get to the point to where they can find their way into a position for a professional deal, professional contract. But they can't get there without the help of the sponsors.
This is true. We need that business support at this level for these guys to really make progress.
Oh, great little save there by the defender,
so
because
close.
that ball was finding its way to the net.
Oh, good turn of change there for the goalkeeper. I do wish we had more of the names to go with this, but
Good fight there in the middle of the pitch there by Diazzi. Unfortunately, Limeño stepped away. Limeño lining up a couple substitutes right now. They're going to allow them to come on. And again, like we were saying, one of the things about Legends FC, they are fortunate to have a good amount of sponsorship. Have to thank Southeast Restoration Group, Atomic Brand Energy, Mike Patton Auto, Farmers Insurance Fuller Agency, Seller Law Firm, Advantage Roofing and Remodeling, and of course our absolute favorite, Beacon Brewery Company. Can't thank sponsors enough. you really help these players get to the potential that they want to be at. They can't do it without you.
Yeah, I can't say enough for the investment these sponsors make. It really pays dividends for the careers of these players.
Ramirez gets the ball over to Tercero. He's looking for open space. Battling with 3 Limeño players.
He's been tenacious down this right side.
Yeah, he's trying to take this match over by the scruff of the neck. Gets it to Ramirez, who tries to give it back to him. Tries a little fancy chip, not able to get there.
Oh, it's in.
And back of the net.
Yep. You can see that one developing as it came through.
Yeah, it was.
They're having a little bit of the same problem that the Premier Division's team side had on those transitions when they come through on the counterattack.
Yeah,
They're
because we
just
look at
not
this one
marking
here.
it up that well.
You
We'll
see,
see
it gets
here.
around the defender. It slides across the box, and then
Yeah,
just,
look where the defender is. He's behind the player.
Well, one of the things I was noting, and I hadn't said it, I was just about to say it, was I was seeing the formation of Legends flowing with where the ball was on the pitch. So as the ball was moving to the right side of the pitch, all the players were also flowing to the right side of the pitch, which then leads the opening for the left side for Limeño to exploit, in which they did right there, which led to that goal.
And it's not the first time, and that back door is left wide open. Here's a nice interception from Legends.
Good step, just pushed away, but he is going to earn a foul. Good foul.
I was about to say he needed a little bit of support. He was surrounded by 3 Limeño players, but he did get fouled.
And that's one of the things we're seeing. We're seeing Limeño, even though they are up a man, they are defending in swarms.
Like that.
Something that we are most commonly used to seeing when you look at a team like Kalanji, who defend in bunches. Keeper's got to be careful.
Oh, played around a little bit with it. Didn't pay for that, though.
We saw that cost Los Tigres last week. Keeper was trying to play with the ball and ended up getting caught out of the zone and easily slotted in for a goal for Kalanji. Newly entered player for Limeño gets it down the line. Ramos was able to win the ball off, but he ends up knocking it out for a throw. There's going to be a substitute for Legends. Number 14, Ramirez, is going to be coming off. He's going to be replaced by number 50, Martinez. And number 21, Hooker, is going to be coming on for see if I can't get who Hooker is going to be coming on for he's coming on for 51, a player who we did not have a name for. So
maybe we'll learn about these names as they break themselves into the first team soon.
he had a good play. He had a good 64 minutes. I have to say, I don't think Coach Wozniak should feel upset at the product that Legends is producing on the field. They've been competitive. They've been in these matches. The premier match, I feel like they had far more shots on goal than North Georgia United. They just came out you know, under the button. And then today, the reserve team has looked decent. They just everything looked all perfect in that first half, and then unfortunately 2 just mistakes in the early stages of the second half finds them 2 goals down. And then once you're down 2 goals plus down a man, it's just a struggle to stay in the match. Cargill with an acrobatic challenge wins possession, but they cannot keep it in bounds, and it'll go out for a throw.
Yeah, Larry, I think you're right. I mean, since the red card, it's been a different game. And coming out in the second half and losing those 2 goals early was a backbreaker. But it's not a good reflection of the game before that.
Well, the only success that you can have when you go down a man is you have to switch into a 3-man defensive shell, and which requires you to have 3 quality center backs, which is not the easiest.
Well, they were struggling with that with the full complement of 11.
And you saw early in the match how number 7 of Limeño, Georgia was just given 77 Cargill everything he had on that wing. And so he was struggling already. You know, it's each team has a particular section of the pitch that they're far more, you know, performance-based than the others. Here's a attempt by number 17.
Wow.
Controlled by Moore. Good job there. His second attempt was more on frame than the first attempt. But, you know, generally that goes by whatever style, you know, whatever formation or you know, position that your coach played. So, like if your coach was a defensive player, usually they have a really good defensive team. Or if he was a good striker, that team's probably going to have, you know, good forwards on their squad.
So it's like for like, you say.
Yeah, you generally speaking, you really. It's rare that you see a team where every single position is equal in their abilities and performance. Limeño just moving the ball around at will.
Oh, good lead in. We just couldn't get on the end of that one.
Moore, it was a good decision by Moore to not go after the ball and just let it come to him. That way, the Limeño player had to go for it and ended up not getting possession. It was easily controlled. Number 21 called for the foul there. Hooker, one of the newer players on the field, just told to keep control.
Wasn't sure about that, where that back pass was going.
It was a bit lazily sent back there. Again, another ball trying to get it through, and he able to, and it's into the back of the net. Another mistake, this time by Cargill. Another mistake by the defense leads to a goal for Limeño, Georgia. They are walking away with this match.
Yeah, Legends doesn't have an answer for that
We'll take a look here at this replay. You can see ball sent forward. Cargill has a step, but he loses where he's positioned with the Limeño player, allows him to get around him, and then just able to put it in the back of the net. Nothing that Moore could do. And we're going to have our second hydration break of the day.
Yeah, I mean, just to review, Larry, I think that, you know, just like the first game, you know, with Legends, the premier side, it's been a tale of two halves almost. This one kind of flavored by the red card. But since that time, Legends have struggled to make an impression on the game, where Limeño, they're going into cruise control right now.
Yeah, and remember that red card was issued to their captain, number 42, Stubbs. So they don't have that leader on the field and the fact that he was also a center back. So they don't have that center back and that leader back there that's, pushing them along the way, because when you look at their schedule, so far, the first three matches that they've already had, they tied Pachuca in the first week 3-3, then had a massive win against Atlanta City Reserves 7-1, and then pulled off that great win last week 1-0 over FC Birmingham 2. This is really the first struggle that they've had so far this season. Next week, they'll move on to take on Club the Strongest, Los Tigres 2.
Yeah, it doesn't get easier. That's the thing about, the Georgia Conference in general. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're talking Premier, Division I, or the reserves. It's a tough road to row, no matter what. And then, we started with our academy season this weekend as well. And so the U17s got underway. I think there was one result in. I'll have to check and see what that is. But a lot of the Premier Division teams, just like they have a reserve team, they also have an academy team. I know that Limeño has 2 academy teams. Pachuca has 2. Club the Strongest has 1. Atlanta City has 2 reserve youth teams. So it's growing, and we have more coming into the fall. And at least we not forget the women who start this summer with the
one of the
Regional
most
Cup.
exciting things that we have coming, and it's coming this summer, is going to be the women's, what's more going to be a showcase, a regional cup, as we prepare for that women's division that's going to be kicking off very soon.
Yeah, we start later this month with the women, and this first regional cup will include teams from Tennessee as well as Georgia, as we see Legends trying to get down there for the keeper for Limeño to take up easily. But we've been looking forward to that for a while too. Some of the team like North Georgia has a women's team, Limeño has a women's team, and then you got possibly Pumas out of Tennessee. And we're waiting to hear about Beeman may join us in the Regional Cup. So it's going to be interesting, and not a lot is known about some of the women, but we know that it's a competitive group of women that are going to be playing, and I can't wait to see how that develops in the Georgia Conference. Oh, I almost got that through.
Legends trying to work through something. Tercero slides it over. What a great save there for Limeño. Substitute keeper comes up big there.
Yeah, like I said with the other one, I mean, this is probably beyond reach for them now, but they're still playing for their places. They're still playing for pride.
That was the goal scorer, Kai, who had a shot on goal but saved by the keeper. Sent into the box, right at the top, just kind of swatted at it and sent it. We'll take a look at that chance that Legends just had. You can see here, they win possession. Tercero slides it over to Kai. Nice save by the keeper.
Reflex save.
Good work there by Ramos just to get a flick of a foot on that ball to deflect it. Back to the keeper Moore. Sends it forward. Martinez wasn't able to get a touch on it. And Limeño back underway. Marching down the field, Cargill sends it out. It's going to be a throw.
I do like the fact that Legends are still trying to play. They're still staying organized. Looks like the composure has come back, but so much has happened, and they're still up against it. I mean, Limeño is going to look for that break again, and more could come from them, but Legends is still fighting.
Yeah, it's difficult being the home team, and you're going to, as it stands right now, you're going to end up sending both of your opponents home happy with a win. You want to be able to have that home field advantage, especially with these teams that are having to travel more than 2 hours.
Oh, coolly played out the back.
I kind of feel like the players of the premier LGSA side need to sit and watch this match, determine what they're doing wrong up there, as their season is just not going their way.
Yeah, the premier side, it really has gone off the rails.
We got a substitute for Legends. Number 3, Glad Bonds, is going to be coming on. He's going to be replacing Kai, one of the goal scorers from the first half.
So now we look for individual efforts. Try to get a consolation goal back.
At this point, you just want to find something to work off of.
And again, that is the purpose of the reserves.
Oh, newest member of the match on the ball, loses it to Limeño. But he's pressing, helps win the ball, tries to slot it back to Martinez, but wasn't able to do so. Limeño quickly on the counter.
This is where they're dangerous.
Tercero trying to stay with him. A little bit of back heel. Up to the top. Shot taken, and it hits the post.
He was trying to curl that in.
That one caught everybody off guard because it looked like it was going out from this angle.
Yeah, it started dipping though, and it looked like it could have snuck right into that top corner.
Moore sends it long. Martinez cannot handle it. Limeño again on the attack. This time they're going down the right flank. Sent into the box. Bit of a poor clearance by Loomis, and it's going to lead to a corner for Limeño here in the 78th minute. Again, we are here in Opelika, Alabama. Legends FC Reserves taking on Limeño, Georgia D1 in the UPSL Georgia Reserves Division. Short taken, sent into the box but headed away.
Oh, low shot.
Another shot taken in, but this ball's going to go out for a Limeño throw.
So what do you think, Larry? What can Legends take away from both of these games? You know, they've kind of played out the same way.
I think when you look at the premier match, they were in that match, especially late in the match. They were in the match with North Georgia. They just didn't get the bounce that they wanted. They had, like we said, multiple shots on goal that just unfortunately went straight to the keeper. I mean, if a flick here or a flick there, they find themselves in a tie, potentially even a win.
They had multiple opportunities where they were in and just either just close or straight at the keeper. But
here's an opportunity by Limeño. He tries to get cheeky across the face of the goal. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, and it just goes all the way across. And Legends, Ramos is able to bounce it off of the Limeño player and go out for a throw.
Yeah, Yeah, that can be cute and everything, but it's not going to impress your coach.
But one of the things I'd
turns
have
out
to
like
say for at least for the reserves was when you look at that first match, or the first half of this match, up until the 38th minute, they were in the match. It wasn't until the bit of just unfortunateness of losing your head on a play.
Oh, they were
and
right
you
there
find
with
yourself with a red card.
2 great goals, by the way, too.
Yeah, and not only are you going to have to deal with the fact that you got a red card and you're going to miss a match, you're also going to have to miss a few dollars out of your pocket.
Yeah, that'll be a fine attached to that.
And you know, one of the players is definitely probably going to be feeling the pain and dealing with the demons in his head is going to be number 17, or not 17, number 41, Diazi, because it was really his run of play that cost Legends in the first part of the match of the second half, as that handball very early in the half led to the penalty take, and then the foul committed, which led to the free kick that led to a goal. So within those first 4 minutes of the second half, they went from a 2-2 tie to
studs up.
No, he's going to give a. He's going to give. I believe he's going to give a yellow card to. Yes, he's going to give a yellow card to number 10, who had come onto the pitch with jewelry on, which then had to be pulled off the pitch, and Coach Wozniak was definitely giving it to the center ref to make sure that, you know, there had to be some.
Well, I think he came off
and then
to take it off, and then he tried to re-enter the play without permission. And you can't do that.
But you have to say, when it comes to this reserve side, if they could just make that from the 38th minute until the 49th, 50th minute go away.
Yeah.
They had a great performance.
Ooh,
here's a ball
behind
right across the face of the goal. Defense is all over the place, and a save by Moore.
And I don't think he got that ball kind of the way he wanted to catch it, but a good save.
You see here on the quick replay, you see this ball down the left flank yet again. He slots it across, missed, and fouled by Cargill. 17 takes the shot, and Moore is able to just push it over the bar.
Got a corner for Limeño.
Limeño's going to swing it into the box. Oh,
Whoa,
and it almost goes in.
Oh.
It just.
I thought it was in, actually, and then the follow-up was kind of looped over the goalpost.
We'll take a look at that. You can see here, it swings in, just kind of hits right at the top of the post. Moore's able to get there and push it away.
Yeah, it looks like he came in to get it and it just couldn't quite close the deal on it.
Another instance where that ball had eyes for the back of the net. Moore is just able to get enough on it to clear it out. And the Limeño player just kind of took it. Can 43 make it through?
Oh!
Ah, and that's going to go out. I believe that's going to potentially be a corner. Let's take a look at that again. You can see here the ball sent forward by Ramirez. 43 is trying to make it between the two defenders.
Oh, just a ricochet.
I felt like it ricocheted off a defender, not off of 43.
Yeah,
and it should have been a corner, not a goal kick.
So close though.
But
we're not at the best angle to see it from here.
We have the luxury of VAR, and we're also in an angle that is not on the pitch, so We'll take the ref's word for it. Shot taken, a little bit of a deflection. Moore's able to easily get it underway.
Legends keeper's done a much better here in the last few.
Lost control of the ball there was Bonds, and he ends up committing a foul, trying to come back to clean up his mistake. As we enter the 85th minute, Legends FC find themselves deep in a hole, down 6-2, being a man down since the 39th minute due to a flagrant descent. That ball's out for a throw.
So I believe that red card came out to be really critical in the way the game has gone, because like you said earlier, Legends was playing even with Limeño early.
Yeah, they looked great up until that point. And unfortunately,
got to keep your head. Is that a foul throw?
I believe they might have called a foul throw. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, because that's something that's undercalled.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those things that when you focus on one particular rule, these other rules find their way to be, you know, they were calling offsides was the focus a couple seasons ago. Then recently it's been, and there's ref kind of got involved there. That was interesting. You know, last few seasons it's been handballs that have been really focused on. And now you're starting to see some of those throws that have been getting away, those illegal throws that they've been getting away with are now finally starting to get called. Bonds falls all over the place, and that ball goes into the back of the net easily for Limeño as they find number 7 on the day. You can see here on this replay, Bonds is all over the place, trying to stay with the man. He falls. It allows to give him the space to just slot that ball into the back of the net, past Cargill and past Moore, the keeper.
Just
and it's
so
now
difficult now.
7-2. Limeño, Georgia D1.
The game is
are going to find themselves easily in the top spot of the reserve division after this match.
Did that come off of? Oh, there's going to be a corner. Yeah, the game is decided now. So at this point, you're looking at individual effort to see.
And we'll have to find out after the fact all the different goal scorers to see who is the Golden Boot leader, because this is a lot of goals.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work for us to get that in. Same for Division One. We're still waiting for a lot of results to come in and goal scorers. And
with this being 7 goals, this gives Limeño D1 a 7-goal differential, +7. And we saw it last season. Goal differential became a factor when it came to the playoffs. Every goal matters.
It's so tight in the competition in all the divisions that goal difference sometimes comes and plays a part. And even in the playoffs, it can make a difference between a first-round bye and having to play a first round.
Slotted right across the pitch, and that easily could have been number 8.
That should have been. So I think right now, look, you know, Legends is looking for that final whistle now just to kind of stop everything.
Limeño just looking for every goal that they possibly can get.
It's a shame because they played so well early on and 2 great goals that they scored.
But like we said, this is Legends' first season here in the UPSL Georgia, and you can prepare yourself all you want to come into this league. But once you're in it, you see how competitive this league is. And sometimes You just need that little bit more.
Yeah, they came at a very good time as we were restructuring the division, because we had to not ask for several teams back, because we're, in the Georgia Conference, we're looking for a certain type of club, not only on the pitch but off the pitch. And so Limeño has just been one of those teams that's been, a star and progressing all the way. But Legends came in with an organization with sponsorship support.
Again, here's Tercero trying to will his team into positive play. Unfortunately goes out for a throw.
But yeah, Legends came in, and from this point forward, new teams that come into the Georgia Conference have to go through Division I.
Legends
earn promotion.
They can easily build off of this season and be a formidable opponent going forward, as that is the whistle, the final whistle of the day. Limeño, Georgia, Division I with a stout 7-2 victory over Legends FC Reserves. Dre, I just want to get your final thoughts on the day as a whole.
Yeah, frustrating day for Legends for both teams, but I think the score in both games is deceptive as to how it benefits Legends. I mean, this is the reserve team, and more important than the result is the effort on the field, because these guys are trying to get to the Premier Division side, and the Premier Division side, they played toe-to-toe, didn't get the breaks, couldn't finish, and it made a difference. But again, like you said earlier, this club is new to the UPSL, so they're learning to play against some of the very best in the UPSL in the entire nation. And so coming in cold like that into the Premier, because they didn't go through Division I, they came to the Premier directly, which is that's a rarity. That doesn't happen very often. FC Birmingham were able to do it. Of course, Atlanta United qualified to do that. But for the most part, you have to go through Division I and earn your way up. And having said that, they're sure to be, their Premier Division side is sure to survive, probably, not get relegated. And their reserve squad is looking like they're really making players. They're creating and developing players. So the future is quite bright, I think, for Legends coming in here. But for Limeño, I think this team is showing the Premier Division side how to play the game. So it's just one of those things. But a very entertaining game. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game.
Well, that being said, that will conclude our coverage of the UPSL Georgia action from this weekend. We've enjoyed everything. Check the social media of Atlanta Soccer Media Group for any finals and notes and everything in regards to next weekend. Don't forget that next Sunday is Mother's Day. Make sure you give all those mothers out there the gifts that they're looking for. Until then, this has been Larry Weaver alongside Andre Bomar. We'll see you next time.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.